Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. It is my honor as president to welcome you to the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for Edensword Hall. Edensword, formerly Campbell Hall, is the largest of the residence halls on our campus. Built in 1954, it served as the first official women's dormitory at the college. And today, we're celebrating the revival of this important campus building. Now, we have a lot of people to thank for this transformative project. But most of all, I want to thank the J. Pritzker Foundation and St. John's Board of Visitors and Governors trustee, Karen Pritzker, including her family, Diana Conway and Rachel Edensword, who are here today. In the spring, we held a dedication ceremony, officially renaming this building Edensword Hall, in honor of Karen and Diana's father and Rachel's husband, John. I'm very sad to share with you that Mr. John Edensword passed away earlier this week. To the Pritzker and Edensword family, we're so sorry for your loss. But I hope that Edensword Hall will serve as a lasting legacy to John's memory, and that you can take pride in knowing that this place is so central to the lives of our students who are following in John's footsteps of a great books education. This project would not be possible without Karen's vision for the physical renewal and transformation of our campuses, and especially her commitment to residential life. Now, I also have to tell you that Karen experienced this residence hall as a parent, and I suspect she heard more than she cared about the shortcomings of the building at that point. Now, that, of course, has changed, and I want to thank the students, the faculty, and the staff, and our campus planning committee for giving us great ideas and input on their renovation and putting up with construction on campus. I'm grateful to DMSAS under the leadership of Gregory Haas for their vision and the expert design of these incredible public spaces. DMSAS was founded by the visionary David Schwartz, our alumnus, who is here with us today. He assured that the program, our students, and community would always be at the core of this transformative project. And of course, a huge thank you to our project team that executed this vision. You will be hearing more about them shortly from our Vice President of Finance and Operation, Ali Gonteng Highfield, who oversees facilities operations and major projects. I also want to recognize today two of our trustees, Johanna Wilson and Dolores Wolf. And our local delegate, Shanika Henson, who is also joining us today. Now, the renovation of Edensword Hall was long overdue. Although it is technically one of the newer residence halls on campus at 70 years young, it still retained some of the elements that testified to its age. My personal pet peeve was the switchboard sign that seemed from a different era, and then the faculty offices on the garden level served, when they were first constructed, as dating rooms. And I know some of our alumni in the room may actually have some history, at least, of that. It was the one place on campus where male and female students could meet for very visible dates. Now, this transformation brought our largest residence hall into the 21st century, along with an incredible new bookstore, one that finally befits a great books college, and the new Annapolis Cup Cafe, which invites us to converse with each other, which is so appropriate for a college that the iconic Eva Brand once dubbed the Talking College. Now, we're looking forward to these areas becoming a central hub and meeting place for our entire community. It is now my honor to introduce our first speaker, Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley.
So exciting to be here. You guys either must really like books or you must really like coffee, because look at this turnout here. I love coffee, so I am going to tell you a little story about my first business in Annapolis. And I love coffee shops because of the community that comes around them, and bookstores. How many of you go to the Brown Moustache? Put your hand up if you go to that amazing, I know it's your local. So I kind of owned the equivalency of the Brown Moustache back in '95. And it was before laptops or cell phones, and it was before people were spending $5 on a coffee. And it was a place called The Moon, and it's where the goat is now. So it's my first business. I came to Annapolis, I opened a coffee shop, and I had Sing for Your Supper nights on, poetry nights. It was a real labor of love. Anyway, so I opened the business without a liquor license, because it was a coffee shop. I marched all these reformed alcoholics up to City Hall. People read poetry and berets and said, this town needs an alcohol alternative. It's shameful that it's just a city full of bars. And we managed to change the zoning of this building so it could become a coffee shop. So we opened, and then it was inhabited by a lot of Johnnies. Thank you to your parents, probably before some of you were born. And they would come in for like 6 or 7 hours, spend $1, get a free refill of coffee every hour or so. And after about 6 months, I thought, this is not a good business model. And I went to City Hall to try to get a liquor license, and I got run out of town. But I'm looking forward to coming to this great location. I can't believe how integrated and how beautiful it is. I have to commend the architect for the amazing work they've done here. And I can't wait to be sitting outside there and sipping back a flat white, which is my go-to coffee. So I want to say a huge thank you for including me. I've been very intentional in making sure that I'm connected as much as possible to our two amazing universities. So it's such an honor to be a mayor of a city with this historic university, with the US Naval Academy as our other university. It doesn't get any better than that. So I would like to give a little citation here. On behalf of the residents of the City of Annapolis, we're pleased to confer upon you this City Council citation in recognition of the grand opening of St. John's College Annapolis Bookstore Cafe. Your commitment to growth and excellence contributes significantly to the culture and educational fabric of our city. We commend your dedication to fostering a positive impact in our community and look forward to continued success. With sincere congratulations, we at the City of Annapolis celebrate this milestone with you. Thank you so much, St. John's College. Thank you. Just in case anyone
Thank you, Mayor. And of course, you all know that while we charge a little more than $1 for a coffee, you're welcome to be all day at the cafe. Now, our next speaker is Vice President of Finance and Operation, Eli Gonting-Highfield, who oversees facilities, operations, and major projects. She has served as project manager for renovation projects all around campus. And among her many accomplishments has been to keep this project on budget and largely on time. Nobody thought we could do this, but she made it happen.
Thank you so much, Nora. I don't know if you see, I have my Busy Bee blazer on because I'm going to be talking a little bit about the worker bees on this project. Normally, a project of this magnitude, a full building, would have taken a year or two simply to plan for. We received notice of this incredible gift at the end of November 2022. We launched planning sessions in December of 2022. We began renovations in the summer of 2023. And we moved students back in the following August in time for the start of the academic year. Record pace. For the lower levels that you will soon be seeing, they're beautiful. We just had inspections this past Tuesday, and the new cafe location should be fully operational in a few short weeks. Our target date for the official opening is October 21st. You may notice that there is still some work underway, and we are waiting for some furniture deliveries for the Annapolis Cup Cafe, the bookstore, and for what we're going to have out here, some beautiful outside seating for the terrace. But the work is largely done, and I think you're going to be impressed with just how beautiful it is. There are many to thank for this expedient and transformational renovation. Thank you to our design team of Gregory Haas and Stephen Horowitz, who's on a nice break. He's on his honeymoon now. From St. John's alumni-led David M. Schwartz Architects. They led thoughtful planning sessions with our campus planning committee, students, and community members to quickly put together the designs for Edensword Hall. As you will see, their work is truly transformative. We know also that David has been a constant presence behind the scenes as well, ensuring that we made the right design decisions. And if you didn't know, DMSAS was the design team for our recent renovations here in Mellon Hall. So all of those that have really commended us on Mellon Hall, this is the design team responsible for that as well. Our architect of record, Bill Williams, do I see Bill? Bill's right back there, of ABS Architects. He worked very hard, he deserved that. Along with engineers from RMF Engineering and Watkins Engineering, managed the difficult task of creating all of our construction documents and worked with the city offices to ensure that we stayed on track with this project. Thank you to Bill and his team for all of the amazing hard work. Our Whiting Turner team over here, they're our contractors responsible also for this Mellon project. They worked with incredible efficiency and precision to produce a truly beautiful work product. And they listened closely to my constant nagging of staying within budget. You can see them smiling now. It was a constant nag on there. A huge thank you to John Lawrence, Cameron Davis, Jake Cryer, Aranik Mika, and Harshal Patel, and to all of the others that also from our Whiting Turner team for their project leadership and coordination. Thank you to all the contractors who worked on this project. I'm not sure if he's here, but Joe Bailey and from East Coast Electric and Paul from Centerline. We appreciate you. John Davis in particular appreciates you. On the college side of things, I would like to first thank John Davis, our Director of Facilities and Projects. I can give him he's not here right now. He's on a very well-deserved vacation. He managed all of our day-to-day logistics on this project, working closely with all of the contractors and the incredibly responsive Annapolis permitting office that managed to get us done in record time. Without John's leadership, we would never have been able to manage this really tight timeline. Thank you to our student affairs team, led by Danielle Lico and Taylor Waters, for working with John Davis and myself on the not insignificant task of finding enough housing for students for one entire academic year. So thank you to that team as well. Thank you to our campus planning committee, Bon Appetit, Melinda Rooney, our bookstore manager, our IT and public safety teams for helping with the plans all throughout the course of this project and helping with the full execution. And another huge shout out to Melinda and her swarm of super students that managed to fill all of the shelves of the bookstore over the 2 days that we gave them to fill that bookstore. When you go in, you'll be simply amazed at what they did. It was like this anti-locust effect. They came in and they just filled everything from front to back. So lastly, thank you to all of our students and the campus community in general for your participation, as well as your patience and understanding throughout this project. I think you're going to be very pleased, and I hope you'll enjoy seeing the building soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allie. And now you should hear from one of our students. I'd like to introduce you to Reagan Bottomley, who is a junior who works at the bookstore. So she can do firsthand testimony to the multiple packing and unpacking of the books this year. She also serves as a member of the campus planning committee and the Student Delegate Council. Megan.
To give some of my perspective as a student, I remember first originally living in Campbell, now Edensword, well, at the time it was Campbell, and living there as a freshman, shopping, eventually working at the bookstore, seeing all these things happen, and then whispers started to happen the first semester of my sophomore year that we were going to start working on renovating this now beautiful building. And suddenly there was a flurry of activity. We had many forums that the administration, the architects had with students to ask us our opinions, what we thought, what should change. And I remember we came through all of these. Suddenly there were plans drawn up. We had the bookstore packing tens of thousands of things into boxes, and then unpacking over the last 2 days, tens of thousands of books onto shelves. And I remember simply the general excitement about this very integral part of our community. Being a great book school, as most of you out here will know, the bookstore and the library are both integral to the community. If you don't have these books to read and to delight in as you go through your seminar text, that's the majority of your class, and that's the real joy that we get out of the program. And so having this new beautiful, it's a beautiful space back there to work in for me, to shop in for others, to congregate and be in community together next to the bookstore or next to the coffee shop is a real, I think, a true delight for all of us to be able to have. And I'm really looking forward to working in there over the next year in this beautiful space. I think not to overly repeat what's been said before, but I'd also just like to extend thanks to all the people that have made this happen, to the donors, to the architects, to the planners that put this into motion. Also the things I was experienced with most directly, I'd love to extend thanks to all the students that came in and made this happen, both the bookstore staff, but also all the students who came in and said, can I volunteer? What can I do? I know you're not going to pay me, but I'll put books on shelves because I want this done. This is part of my community. This is what I do with all of you together. And I loved seeing that coming together of the community to make this happen because they were involved and invested, because as such a small, tight-knit community, we are all here working for each other, and it was really a delight to see. And so I'd like to extend a thank you to all of the people that came together to make this possible, and especially my boss, who has been trying to field us all and get us all to work on this for the past few months as we've been doing this. But other than that, I'm very happy about all of this beautiful space, and I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I expect you in the next upcoming years.
Thank you, Reagan. At this point, I would like to invite all of our speakers, along with our dean, the bookstore manager, and the cafe manager, to help us cut the ribbon across the way. After the ribbon is cut, I invite you all to come and browse the bookstore if you haven't done yet, and if you already have been there, please come again, and enjoy some cider, donuts, and cookies in the new cafe. I also want to encourage all of you, if you haven't seen it yet, to see the new Mitchell Art Museum exhibit on Theater of Turmoil. And our alumni who are now joining us for this weekend of homecoming and reunion, please visit the registration and giving tables in Mellon Lobby, which will be open today and tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.